You guys, I wanted to tell you a story that came to mind. Since starting Story Speak Enterprises in 2014, I've come a long way, right? I no longer work at a corporate job, and on the road traveling, living the remote lifestyle I've always wanted to, all the while being able to pursue my passion and my vision, my purpose. So I'm deeply fulfilled. I get to help others pursue their purpose and make money doing it. And the number one issue that I keep coming across when talking to people is their struggle to serve money or their purpose. Now, a few months back, I was staying with my sister. Before I moved out to California, I kind of did this crazy travel thing. I lived in New Jersey at the time, visited LA, and before I had visited LA, I committed to moving to California to be around like-minded people and network. Visited LA, came back to Pennsylvania, to Philadelphia, where I took the flight to LA. Drove up to my sister in Massachusetts, stayed there for a couple weeks to visit my nephews before my big drive out west. So while I was taking the time to visit my sister and my adorable nephews, it hit me. Today we live in a world where it's very comparable to like one of those Bible stories, right? So I don't know if you guys have heard this story, the story of Nebuchadnezzar, but it's a biblical story saying that in ancient times there was a king who was obsessed with gold, and he created this golden statue. Well, actually he was obsessed with himself. So he made a big statue of himself made of gold, and he ordered everyone to worship it, bow down and completely praise it, right? And for anyone who didn't do that, they would be killed. So I realized when I was at my sister's, I actually gave up a lot of opportunities to make money in order to focus on building something for my business, right? So I took all those weeks where I could have been pursuing money just to pursue something I was passionate about, investing so I could, because I know it would help people, I know it needed to be done, and I know, I would make money from it, but the ultimate goal is impact, right? Impact first, money second. So I realized when I was doing that, when I was realizing like all the comfort I've sacrificed, all the convenience, I was living at my sister's, thank God she took me in for a while, but I was about to leave everything behind from the East Coast to go out west, totally on an intuitive whim, where I just knew I had to get out of my comfort zone and I had to be around like-minded people. And I was, it sets in like, what the hell am I doing? What am I doing really? Leaving security behind, leaving my corporate job, leaving basically the lifestyle as I knew it and what others wanted for me, and completely taking a risk of failing, completely taking a risk of being poor, completely taking a risk of, oh, by the way, this is a really important part. Before I had decided to move to California, one of the last things I did before leaving the East Coast was declaring bankruptcy. So yeah, really, I had no leg to stand on. Quit my corporate job, and I was just insane, right? So when I was sitting at my sister's house, one day I was working on the system I was developing and my courses, not getting paid a damn dime. And I was like, you know what? The system that's set up for us today, I feel like the corporations is like, that's Nebuchadnezzar. And then, our desk jobs, our anything we're sacrificing, whenever we're sacrificing our purpose to have the security or the illusion of security in a paycheck, we're bowing down to the golden statue. And so to me, the golden statue is money. And it's funny because a lot of people I talk to who, and unfortunately I used to think like this, thank God I don't anymore, but a lot of people believe that rich people are evil, that money's evil, money is the root of all evil. But first of all, anyone who says that misquotes that scripture. It's actually the love of money, which is greed, is the root of all evil. Rich people aren't evil. And actually, the longer I stay in California, the bigger my network gets. You know what I'm finding is the wealthier the person, and granted I, hang around people with the same values as me, the less they are in it for the money. the more they're in it for the impact. And the more wealthier they get, the more money they get to use for the greater good, and the more people they get to impact. Because you have to realize, the more money you make, the less it becomes about the money. Okay? And for someone who is in a position where they're complaining about the rich people, they're bowing down to the money statue because they are walking in a limited potential, in a limited belief that they need to do X, Y, and Z to make money. This is their only option. The minute you're doing that and you're committing to be somewhere that is below your calling just for money, you're bowing down to the golden statue. And when I realized this, it really became my why. And I was like, oh my God, like, thank God I'm not bowing to that statue. Like, I'm serving my purpose, and I'm creating this for myself. I'm creating money for myself. I'm taking the actions necessary and investing in myself to reach my unlimited, you never reach your full potential on earth, I don't think, but, to go after my unlimited potential. So I just wanted to encourage you guys, especially anyone who's creative like me. A lot of us will settle. If you're settling at a job, if you're settling because you prefer the security of a paycheck, and you don't want to sacrifice working harder, or, by the way, sometimes you don't even have to work harder. That's also a misconception about making money. I believe we're all made to be abundant. I believe that each of us has a calling and talents and gifts that align with that calling, and it's up to us to figure it out. It's up to us to walk in that purpose and fulfill it, and that's what I help my clients do as well. And the minute you commit to your purpose, instead of bowing down to that statue every day, lukewarm is always bad. I'm all about being hot, like, be completely on fire for something. But if you're living like halfway, you're totally compromising your worth and the magnitude of impact that you can have on other people. And a lot of people watching this video may not understand what their impact is for the purpose. But I just wanted to point out that if you're talking about rich people or money as if it's evil, I would challenge you to say that actually you're the one who's serving money. Because the people that I know, and the more deeper I get into my business, the more I get about serving people, the more spiritual it becomes. It becomes less and less about the money, and it's how many people can I impact, how many lives can I change, how can I preserve the world before I go, and even preserve it after me. It all requires money. So actually, the people who have money are becoming more responsible with their time, with their gifts, and their talents, and just putting it to use. So I wanted to encourage you guys to do the same. I wanted you to visit my website, sign up for a call with me, and start connecting with me. Let's have a chat, let's have a conversation, help you get connected with your purpose, and stop bowing down to that golden statue, because we're not meant for pleasure, right? We're not made to be happy. We're not made for pleasure. We're meant to serve our purpose. And life is supposed to be up and down, up and down. And if you're going like this, if it's like easy, most likely you're not giving everything you could be. So call me, you guys. Really take advantage of this opportunity to speak with me on the phone, 20-minute call. And let's get you walking in your purpose and making money.